Hey, welcome to the show. I'm Chris Adler. Every week I host a podcast with a different guest in a different location. Every week you can find all the episodes at adler.tv, and it should be available by 5 a.m. on Thursday. That's the plan, at least. This week my guest is Chris Wood, the voice of UAB Hockey. He and I met back when we were both working for a cluster of radio stations here in Birmingham, and we've been friends ever since. Chris has been a recurring character in a ton of my Rick and Bubba comedy sketches, and years ago he and I had a podcast called Chris and Chris. In fact, I'm going to end this episode with a clip from 2014 when Chris Wood tells a story of how he got stuck in his car during snowpocalypse. But for the majority of this podcast, Chris and I are going to be recording at the Pelham Civic Center, which is a 4,000-seat multi-purpose arena that features 2 NHL-sized ice skating rinks, and it's where Chris Wood is working as the voice of UAB Hockey for their live broadcasts. So, rinkside, here's the great Chris Wood. I'm here at the Pelham Ice Arena hanging out with the voice of UAB Hockey. He's a good friend of mine. We go way back from our days in radio. He's a awesome dude, and he's been kind enough to sit down and talk to me after a UAB loss, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But he just got done voicing the UAB hockey team in a playoff game, which unfortunately they lost. He is the man, the myth, the legend, Chris Wood. What's up, man?
You're too kind. Yeah.
How you doing, my friend?
Oh, I'm good.
I'm sorry UAB did not come away with the win.
Yeah, well, it happens sometimes. Can't win them all, though.
It does, and they fought hard till the very end, man. I will say, like, they were skating hard and trying to score, even though, what was it, 5-8?
9-5.
9-5. And they were still really pushing hard towards the end. So I got to give the UAB hockey team major props for their effort here today. I almost said for their effort here tonight, but this game happened at 8:15 on a Sunday morning.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
Okay, now we can definitely confirm that hockey is a backward sport. Who plays a game at 8:15 in the morning on a Sunday?
Oh, well, there's a reason. Yeah, we got to watch out for these pucks, though.
Oh, my gosh.
And these are kids out here shooting like this.
Yeah. It's crazy, man.
I know, it's really crazy, but the 8:15 thing, I was stunned by it. The reason that it happened at 8:15 because the team we were playing, they have a long drive back, so they have an 8-hour drive, so they couldn't afford to play any later.
Oh, they have an 8-hour drive. Are those guys from up north or something? They look like
something like that.
The Patriots.
Well, they might as well be though, but
well, isn't that their team name, the Patriots?
I think so, yeah.
You should know that, Chris. The game just happened, and you just called the game just now. You should know.
I called it just Fort Bragg. I mean, they barely talked to me though. They wouldn't give me their lineup, so.
Oh, you just called them Fort Bragg. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
So.
Well.
But the bottom line is they
do you know where they're
drive.
from? They're from Fort Bragg, Texas. That's in Texas, isn't it? Fort Bragg?
Well,
I thought Fort Bragg. We have a Fort Bragg in Alabama, don't we?
They didn't tell me where they were from though, because they barely talked. They didn't want to give me their roster, so.
Well, couldn't you have looked it up on the internet, Chris Wood, to see where they were from a little bit?
I could have.
You could have.
Well, here's the thing though. Someone else handles the research, so I have to kind of wait on them to do it.
Chris Wood, you should not know, Chris Wood. No,
that's
you
true.
should not be waiting for other people to do the research. You should do the research.
I totally understand. I only do play-by-play for a little bit, so.
Okay, yeah, is this your first season doing UAB hockey play-by-play?
Well, I did it 2 years ago, so
okay.
I did some select games at home.
Oh, okay, so you do select games for the UAB hockey team.
Right, I don't even do the road games hardly.
It's not your full-time gig?
No.
What is your full-time gig?
I have other gigs. I have 2 jobs. I work at Staples and Michaels.
Yeah.
Both different locations. I also work for the Magic City Surge. I'm going to be their PA announcer again.
You're the Magic City what?
Magic City Surge. They're basketball.
Oh, okay, cool.
And I also do some football as well, some spring football and youth football. So I'm basically doing 3 sports a year.
You're an all-around town guy.
Mm-hmm.
You when it comes to sports in Birmingham, Chris Wood will be there. You'll show up to a game.
Oh, that's right.
You will show up to you'll show up to a minor league game in a second.
Oh, yes.
And in fact, that's what I wanted to talk to you about. Is kind of minor league sports in general.
Right.
Because I don't know anything about hockey, and we've been to one game before. Who was it? Who did we see?
It was
the Iron Bowl. the Iron Bowl of hockey.
Auburn.
Yeah, Alabama versus Auburn here in the Pelham Ice Arena, which, by the way, we're on the side rink right now.
Right.
That main rink, they've done some major construction to.
Yeah.
Some upgrades to, and it's really, really nice.
Oh, it is fantastic. They did a great job with it.
Yeah, they really did. It almost feels like a Regents Field kind of caliber, as far as the quality of the arena. Really neat. So well done, to the city of Birmingham for making that happen. So we've been to a few minor league games here and there, and you are a sports aficionado.
Yes.
When it comes to this world of sports.
Oh, yes.
Except when it comes to knowing where the opposing team is from. Fort Bragg is in North Carolina.
Wow. Oh, no wonder. Well, that explains a lot.
Okay, Fort Bragg's in North Carolina. I thought we had a Fort Bragg in Alabama, too, but maybe not. And Texas. All right, so let's get straight into it. I got some hockey questions for you.
Okay.
Oh, my gosh. Did somebody just hit the glass behind me? Okay.
And these are kids shooting the pucks, though.
This is what material behind us?
Plexiglass.
It's
plexiglass.
Plexiglass, so it's like plastic and glass together?
Yes, and yes, plexiglass can possibly break.
Yeah, it can shatter, right? It'll shatter.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Yeah, and then I'm noticing that the
boards.
The boards, okay, all around the whole thing here.
Well, the boards have to hold up the glass.
Okay.
Now, there are some arenas where the glass does not move. I'll give you an example. In Calgary, Alberta, they have a place called the Olympic Saddle Dome where the Calgary Flames play. Their glass never moves.
What do you mean it doesn't move?
If you hit the boards or you hit the glass, it doesn't move.
Oh, it's just rock solid, meaning?
Oh, yes.
Oh, okay.
So that's why if you have a physical team playing, they have to be aware of it.
Oh, understood. There's no give.
No. That's why the Calgary Flames have been trying to fight for a new arena.
Oh, really? So you want a little give in your plexiglass is what you're saying?
Yes, you do, because it shakes for a little bit, and then that way you won't have too many injuries.
Yeah. The speed of hockey is unlike any other sport, I would say, because you have this ice vehicle on your feet.
Right.
And my goodness, the speed is amazing. It's just unbelievably amazing. I'm surprised you don't have more broken bones in the game of hockey than you do, man, because just I had a really hard time filming this thing just now because the speed of it is it's fantastic. It's spectacular. It's amazing. Mm-hmm. I got a couple hockey questions for you.
Go ahead.
You were mentioning the crease.
Yes.
That's the middle of the ice rink?
That's the middle where the goalie has to protect his crease, basically protecting his net. So your bottom line is you don't want goals coming in. Now, you have offensive players that can set up around the crease as long as they don't have the puck. But there are certain rules that if you're hovering around the crease and you're not involved in the play, the goal can be disallowed if it goes in.
So is it like the paint in basketball?
Yes.
Yeah. What's the paint rule again? You get like 3 seconds in the paint?
3 seconds in the paint, and you can't be in there for that long. Otherwise, you get called for that. And also, when there's free throws action, you can easily get called for a lane violation.
Yeah.
If that hurts.
Yeah, if you jump in.
That hurts the team, though.
If you jump in too fast. Sorry, I'm yawning. I had to be at the Pelham Ice Arena at 8:15 for a game for some reason. Still can't believe that it happened at 8:15 a.m. But that's, it's cool.
Well, there should be a rule. You shouldn't have hockey games before 9 or 10 at least.
What are we talking? What are we talking about? The game should what time is the earliest a Major League Baseball game starts? Do they have morning games?
Well, in the East Coast, 11:30.
Yeah.
Now, there's the Boston Red Sox have a...
Hey, hold on. You got your buddy here. What's this guy's name again?
Thomas.
Hey, Thomas. Come here real quick. Great job on the camera, man.
Thank you.
We're just doing a podcast about hockey here. How did you get in... You are standing right in front of the cameras, though. Yeah. You want to stand right here? Yes. Yeah. Awesome. So, you guys are a broadcast team.
Well, he was just filling in because we needed camera work.
Oh, okay. So normally you don't run the cameras, Thomas?
I've just run the cameras for the past 2 games.
Okay.
I haven't been fun to like it, though.
Yeah, you do a great job, man. You looked like a pro out there, dude. I thought this was like your regular gig, like Chris Wood.
It is not, but thank you.
Do you play hockey?
I do not.
Do you care about hockey? What are you a hockey fan?
I like watching hockey. It's an interesting sport, but I wouldn't say I'm very involved in hockey.
You just ran a camera at a hockey game. That's pretty involved there.
Yeah, that's fair, but I don't watch games on TV.
Understood. What's your favorite sport then? Are you more of a football guy or what?
I do like soccer, but
Do you play any sports?
I do not.
Okay. Soccer's cool. I played soccer. I enjoy soccer very much. World Cup. I mean, oh my goodness, goobers. Okay. Well. Oh right, you guys are more used to this stuff.
Yes.
Y'all have been around hockey a lot more. Yes. I am not used to this, and so
that'll make you pay attention.
I think I need to change my pants right now. I think I need to go change my pants. Thank you, Thomas, for working with Chris Wood and keep up the good work, man. You're a hard worker. It's pretty great, man. So good job, buddy. Great to meet you, man.
All right, see you, Thomas.
All right, see you, Thomas, man. I'm not used to this stuff, dude. I have not been around hockey, so I'm not used to that kind of thing.
That happens regular.
Yeah, I guess that happens sometimes. My goodness. Wow. Okay. Did they do that on purpose, or does that just happen in the game?
Oh no, this is regular for them.
Okay.
This is definitely regular. I mean, you have pucks shot the glass. Yeah, they're really good.
Question. Okay. I noticed that. I thought only the goalie. It's the goalie, right?
Yes.
Okay, I thought only the goalie was allowed to touch the puck with his hands, but I saw some, and I didn't want to tell on UAB, but I saw some of the UAB players using their hands a little bit, and I almost pointed like, hey. Yeah. So what's up with that? I assume it's okay.
Well, they always try to knock the puck out of the goalie's glove. So that's how they try to sneak goals past the line.
But I also saw them use their hands to up in the air. Mm-hmm. So what's up with that?
They're trying to keep the puck on the ground instead of, because you can't have a high stick if the puck's in the air.
Okay.
Otherwise, you get called for a high stick.
But you can knock it down with your hand if you're just a player. Okay.
But
and you also have another. We've got another guy over here. What was your name again, man? Hey, awesome, man. Come over here, Max. I noticed you were wearing here. You could come on, step right in. So you are one of the players, but you're also involved in the broadcast.
Yes, I did the broadcast for 2 years alongside with Chris. He's my color commentator for a couple of years. But this year I decided I'd play because we didn't have enough players.
Oh, wow. Okay, so are you a local guy or are you from up north? Okay.
Yeah, I'm local. I'm from Birmingham.
Okay, so because hockey is not as ingrained in our culture as football is. But you go up north, I was up in Wisconsin for my cousin's wedding 2 months ago, and you know how we have tennis courts just everywhere in Alabama? They're just everywhere. Yeah, they're everywhere you go. There's ice skating rinks. It's amazing.
Yeah, so hockey is a growing sport in the South, obviously, with the SPHL around. But Birmingham has a unique hockey history as being one of the few southern cities that actually had a major league team for a little bit with the Birmingham Bulls back in the WHA.
Sweet. But this guy looks like he needs something. I mean, he walked up. What do you need? I just want to come crash the party. Oh, yeah, sweet.
That's Jacob Hornsby. That's one of the team captains.
Excellent.
But
well fought. You guys were down and y'all fought hard till the end. That was amazing. 2-1. There you go. Won the third period. Excellent. There you go.
Yeah, but hockey's growing in the South. I'm example of that. I just started playing here a couple of years ago because I got involved, and all the local rinks, they all have their leagues going. And it's easily the fastest growing sport in the South. It's beating lacrosse at some points.
Very cool. Yeah, with the Bulls coming back to Birmingham, I just think that's huge and awesome, and that'll just help grow the sport more and more, I think.
And more so the college teams too. Yeah. Us and Alabama and Auburn and all these other college teams around, they're still drawing pretty decent crowds around the Southeast. You don't get that when you go other places. If you go up a little bit further north into Tennessee and some places in Georgia and everything like that, you don't get the crowds that we get in Alabama. For some reason, college sports in Alabama draw massive crowds. So that's really helping the teams.
Dude, very cool, man. Well, I appreciate the time that you've given me today, and I appreciate you and Chris Wood working together so well, letting Chris get involved, because Chris Wood isn't a student at UAB, so he's just passionate about hockey. He's passionate about broadcasting.
Yeah, he contacted us when we announced that we were going to do some broadcasting, and Chris came and contacted us and told us, hey, is there any way that I can help out? And I sat down and talked to him, and saw that he was talented in play calling and everything like that, so we got him to do some play calling. He stepped in a couple times that I couldn't do it. And then this year I was obviously playing, so I couldn't do it at all. So I tapped Chris, and he's been doing a fantastic job this entire time. So they had a lot of trouble at the beginning of this, so they didn't actually get the broadcast up until about midway through the first. Yeah. That's because we had to move it from the other rink to this rink, because at last second they decided to flip the rinks on us. So he's probably got a lot of stories, these two, of two guys who really haven't worked with equipment as well, because I usually set up the equipment, having to set it up, figure everything out, put all the plugs in the right spot, and they did a darn good job with that.
And you guys pay Chris Wood in donuts. At least that's what I saw today. So
yes, donuts are his pay of choice.
Well, there you go. That's a good. Square deal as far as I'm concerned. There you go.
That too, and we can't afford to pay him. Right. If you'd like to help us out, go to the UAB Facebook page, give us a like, and if you want to do a sponsorship, we'll shout you out on the live stream.
There you go. Nice. Very cool. So you guys do sponsorships over the live stream as well?
Yes. If we have a good sponsor. Now, our main sponsors, if you don't mind, can I give a shout out? CRM Motors in Pelham, Coca-Cola, and Powerade are our three main sponsors that we have this year. So it's really nice to give them a shout out. And of course, if you want your shout out on the broadcast during the games live or anything like that, hit us up on the Facebook page. Just message and you'll get Jacob Hornsby probably. He'll talk to you.
Excellent, man. Well, thanks so much for your time. Really appreciate it. Yeah, Chris Wood is gonna tell me a few. I have a couple more stupid questions about hockey. So thanks so much, man, and good luck to you guys next season as well, man. Great to meet you guys.
Right,
So, Chris Wood, what is your favorite sport?
My favorite sport is hockey. I actually have four favorites.
Yeah.
So it's not in particular order. Hockey,
I don't know if you understand how favorites work. Favorite means it's your favorite.
Oh, my favorite one? Hockey's my favorite.
Okay, but then your other four favorites. Tell me those.
Football, baseball, and basketball.
Yeah, man. Are you a UAB guy when it comes to football too? Like you root for UAB?
I root for UAB football.
When it comes to Alabama versus Auburn, who do you root for?
I usually don't root. I just watch the game usually.
Yeah, you just want it to be a good game?
Oh, yeah.
You know what I've been really heavily getting into last 2 years is mixed martial arts fighting. Okay. You ever watch any fights, any fighting?
No. I need to check out the MMA or UFC.
Yeah. Watched some good UFC fights last night. Damian Maia, 41 years old.
Wow.
Beat Ben Askren. And Ben Askren is an Olympic wrestler. Okay. And he's made the transition to mixed martial arts, and he had an unbeaten record until 2 fights ago. He got kneed within 4 seconds of the first fight. He got kneed in the head and got knocked out.
Oh.
Fastest knockout in UFC history.
Wow.
So this unbeaten MMA dude goes down in under 4 seconds. It's crazy. Fastest, like I said, fastest knockout in UFC history. He'll go down in history books. And then last night, he fought 41-year-old Damian Maia, who's just a veteran, a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt, and he got submitted. He got tapped out.
Wow.
So there's 2 losses on Ben Askren's record. He's got a lot to come back from after those 2 devastating losses. He said he got overconfident because you saw Askren using his wrestling skills to take Maia to the ground.
Yeah.
And Ben Askren said he got overconfident. He slipped up, and you can't slip up. You can't put yourself in a bad position when you're dealing with a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt. Yeah. Damian Maia put him in a body triangle, put it on the rear naked choke, choked him out, and Ben Askren laid unconscious on the mat for it was about a half a second. He walked back. He was fine. Okay. In fact, those are my favorite. Finishes in UFC fights is a good old submission, because then you don't have somebody getting their brains bashed in for the last 2 minutes when really you can kind of see, all right, this fight's over. You kind of wish that it would just end, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. You don't like seeing fighters take more damage than they need to.
No.
So, but anyways, back to hockey. Sorry.
That's fine.
So, you've got all kinds of these little circles here on the hockey
Okay.
What do you call it? The hockey? Because in soccer it's a pitch.
Yeah.
And in football it's a field. What is this called?
This is for a face-off when you see them circles.
Oh, what is the actual surface of a hockey rink called?
Well, it's
the ice.
It's the ice. It's the ice surface they use, but they have to have all type of markings on it. So like in both zones, like from one end to the other, you have these 2 circles on both sides.
Yeah.
And those are the face-offs. Now the way it's determined is when goalie stops.
Can you go just a little bit closer to your face with the mic?
Yeah.
Okay, that's great.
Now the little circles that have that's the face-offs they use on the sides.
Yeah.
So it really depends on where the ref is standing or the linesman is standing because they have to drop the puck a certain way. So this is how scoring chances come about for the opposite team if they win the face-off. Now, you have a big circle at center ice. That's the main face-off. It's only used at the beginning of a period or also at the when a team scores a goal.
Understood. So that big center ring is...
Yeah, the center ice is where the puck starts. That's how the hockey game gets started. You can't start a hockey game without that.
By the way, I thought that are they refs? Are they umpires in hockey?
There's referees and 2 linesmen.
Okay, they're called referees and then 2 linesmen.
Yes.
Okay, understood. I thought the referee is the referee the one that drops it every time, or do the linesman drop it too?
Well, they kind of share the duties on that one.
Okay.
Now, with the referees, they wear like an orange wristbands on the arms.
Okay.
That's the main referee.
Okay.
The linesman does not wear any sidearms or anything.
I thought those guys, when they're ready to drop the puck for a face-off, I thought that they would literally just hold their hand out and drop it, but it's almost like they're like trying to sneak it, like they're pulling it out of their pocket real quick and be like, oh, here you go. Like they throw it down on the ice, like, and there's no like, all right, 1, 2, 3. He just like gets ready and he just does it. Like, what's up with that?
Well, they have to drop it a certain way. Now, back in the day, they used to put the knee over the puck, though.
Yeah.
And that would get over tiring because the pucks are very hard and a rubber disc.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's because, with the rubber disc, and that's what makes the ice surface slick as it is. When they're shooting the puck, it just goes wheel around. And, because it's a rubber disc, that's how a lot of things happen. Now, pucks do tend to bounce off the ice and up in the air sometimes.
Yeah.
So
would you mind doing it just like that? Like, yeah, that's perfect. That's perfect.
So for example, if a person like shoots the puck hard, the puck is going to sometimes elevate. Sometimes,
sorry, just a little bit farther away. There we go. Perfect. Perfect.
Sometimes it's going to elevate up if you're shooting from down low. Now, if you try to shoot high, then
Thomas, right? Did you need something?
Oh, I don't need them.
Do you need them?
No, I got pens.
Would you like them?
All right. All right, thanks.
Chris, you just said.
Should have said yes.
You should have just said yes. Yeah, Thomas went out of his way to bring you the pens back, and you said.
I already had pens on me, though. I already have too many pens in my house.
You got too many pens.
I have too many pens in my house.
You just said to him. You said to him, "I got pens."
I already had my pens, though. He didn't see me use my own pens earlier.
He went out of his way. You could have just accepted his pens. I think you hurt his feelings. I think you hurt his feelings.
I did not hurt his feelings. Stop it, Adler. Stop.
No, you didn't hurt his feelings. That was very funny, though. That was nice kid though, man. Nice kid, hard worker, and kid's gonna do well. The kid is gonna do well. You know what I'm saying?
I hope he does the camera again though.
Yeah,
he was very good.
Good. So a lot of times, are you doing camera and voice?
No, just the voice part.
Okay, just the voice part. Gotcha. Well, wow, man. So, so they throw it down. And
that's how teams have to win the face-off.
The face-off. It's just, to me, I guess I'm just used to basketball where, like, the
tip-off?
Yeah, for the tip-off, it just feels like, all right, is everybody ready? Here we go. It'd almost be like in a tip-off if the ref or the ref, right? Yeah, ref. It's almost like the ref in basketball would just be like trying to sneak it up in the air, but instead, like, it's kind of, it's a little more gentle. I guess I'm more used to that.
Right. Well, you can't do that with hockey because you'll have a lot of high sticks and people will lose their eyes that way.
People would, that's a good point.
So it makes sense.
Don't want people losing their eyes.
No.
Speaking of losing their eyes, I noticed a couple of these dudes out there, nothing. They don't have anything. They don't have the wire.
Visor?
They don't have a visor. They don't have nothing.
Well, I guess they don't fear getting hit with the puck then.
I guess not.
That's not
Hockey
safe.
Hockey is a brutal sport, man.
Yes, it is. More brutal than football.
I would at least want it around my eyes because if you catch a hockey puck in the eye, I mean, we can fix bones. Like you can. I can put false teeth in and still chew pretty good, but just medicine is not to the point where we can fix eyeballs yet, man.
No.
It's just too complicated of an organ in our head there. Like that to me is the biggest thing that we have to protect when it comes to sports.
Oh yeah.
Hockey, baseball.
Oh, definitely.
And brain injuries, of course, but man, those once an eye goes, it's hard to bring it back. Yeah, that's it. Right, man. So the what was I going to say? I had a good question. Oh, did you see me get to touch the puck?
Yeah, I saw that.
Did you see that? So I was on the side over there filming, and there's a net by the way, I never realized that there is such a big net, around the hockey.
Well, they have to put the net in NHL rinks because there was a young fan that unfortunately got hit with the puck and died as a result of it. This was at a Columbus Blue Jackets game in the early 2000s. Oh. So that's why you see the mesh netting now.
Yeah, so they got the mesh net all around the rink.
Yes.
That's crazy. You saw that little girl in the baseball game get hit here recently. Mm-hmm. That was bad news.
Yeah.
Man, I'm sorry, but if you have a kid with you at a baseball game.
They got to be more aware because balls are flying all over the park.
Yeah.
And most Major League Baseball teams will not go to protective netting.
Right.
Because either they can't afford it or they don't want to do it.
Yeah, and I'm noticing the netting is getting longer and longer down each line drive or whatever. Yeah, which is good because people you don't pay attention, you could get cracked.
Oh yeah,
and that ball is coming at you fast.
Oh yeah, because of the way the bat speeds are now, the way they're hitting the ball,
it's amazing. Yeah, I did notice that the girl was okay, by the way. That little girl that got hit here recently, she was okay. She got taken to the hospital, but she was fine. But that was cool. So I'm over on the side there shooting, and they actually the puck went over the mesh netting and landed 2 feet from me.
Wow.
And I was just looking at it, I'm just oh my gosh, what am I supposed to do? Am I supposed to pick? And so I was I guess I'm supposed to get it. So I walked over and picked it up, and I'm just holding it up in the air. And I luckily I caught one of the players on the ice. I looked at him, and he gave me a nod, and I'm okay, I guess that nod means I'm supposed to throw this thing back in.
Oh yeah.
So I just threw it back over the net, and they used it. I didn't know if in football they're swapping out balls all the time.
Oh yeah.
So they're swapping out the game ball all the time. Mm-hmm. But I was I guess they're going to use this one again. I threw it in, and they just picked it up where they left off.
See, football can afford it, hockey cannot. There's a difference.
That's so true, man. That's so true. Yeah, you got to have the funds. You got to have the funding.
Oh, yeah.
If you're gonna have a sport, you got to have the funding.
Oh yeah.
And that's the interesting thing about the popularity of sports around the world.
Mm-hmm.
When you look at the popularity of sports, it's really a whole lot about funds.
Yes.
Do people have the money to buy the equipment for this game, and then the environment? Way up north, obviously they're going to play way more hockey than they play down south.
Right.
And then you see in a lot poorer countries the popularity of football, soccer, is so popular in a lot of those less affluent countries because all you really truly have to play soccer is a ball. Mm-hmm. You can make a goal out of 2 trees or 2 rocks. I did it all the time growing up, two little cones, or I'd put my hat here, and that's all you need. All you need is the ball. So it makes sense that these countries are so crazy about soccer because a lot of times that's all they could afford while they were coming up to play, and they played it throughout their whole childhood. It's amazing to see sport across the globe in all its different forms.
Before we end this episode, let's flash back to a 2014 episode of Chris and Chris. That's my old podcast that I used to have with Chris Wood. You're going to hear me, Chris Wood, and comedian Nick Cannaday as we ask Chris about his experience during Snowmageddon, the 2014 ice storm that shut down the whole city of Birmingham. Here's the flashback. So you left work at what time?
4:30.
4:30 on Tuesday.
Yeah.
Okay, and then you got on to 65.
Yeah.
And how long were you on 65?
about, this was 12, 18, about almost 20 hours. And I was so cold. And I was
You had to sleep. You slept in your car? You
Yes,
slept on
I did.
65?
Well, I only used a little bit of it.
20 hours, man.
Yeah.
You're like a trooper, man.
Yeah.
You're like a soldier.
Where did you go to the bathroom? That's what I want to know. You had to go in 20 hours.
Well, I went on the side of the road, though. But I only went like once to the bathroom.
Oh, gosh. If that was me, I would have had to like get a bottle. I pee every like hour, it seems like.
Well, I survived on little food, so.
Yeah. So did you have like? I mean, did you? Okay. So you're on. You get on 65 and it's nothing, and you're sitting there, and so the sun starts going down. It starts getting dark, and you're sitting there. Are you moving at all? Or are you just sitting there?
I'm just literally sitting there because there was nothing moving at all.
Are people walking around you? Like you can see people walking up and down the interstate.
Oh yeah,
they've abandoned their cars.
Oh, they pretty much abandoned their cars.
We had abandoned cars all over the city of Birmingham for 4 days. I mean, you can still see. I swear I saw one on the way in this morning. I'm like, y'all, come on.
There's still one by 280
Get
in
your
front
car.
of the summit.
Who are these people?
I don't know.
So the sun's going down, and people. So people, how far away were you from like an exit or like a bath? Or
Probably like a mile, and then I know there was a gas station on that street. So
you didn't know that?
Well, I didn't go to the gas station until like much later because I was at that point getting hungry.
Yeah. So that night, sun's going down. You're sleeping in your car. Did you turn your car on every once in a while to warm up?
Yeah, at least.
Okay. Did you have? How was about cell phone battery? Did you have cell phone battery?
I let it last.
You made it last. You didn't play like Snake on it or anything?
No, I don't play. No.
No, because it's not 1998 anymore, Chris.
Tell me about the night. Was there like weird stuff going on? Did you hear weird noises? Did you sleep at all that night? Were you freezing? Tell us about it. I need a lot of information.
Well, I didn't go to sleep till like probably maybe 3 a.m. in the morning.
Oh gosh! So you were just sitting there until like that whole time, just like freezing.
Yeah, basically.
You should have gone and talked to a trucker because they've got stuff. I'm serious. In their cabs, I mean, they're used to staying in their car for weeks at a time. So they've got water. They've got maybe a bed, maybe some food, maybe a back rub for you because they know you're stressed out. They're ready for that stuff.
Truckers give back rubs?
They give
some of the best back rubs you'll ever have, Chris.
The best back rubs. Everyone knows that. Everyone in the world.
Yeah, this person.
So, and then you go to sleep from maybe 3 until like the sun comes up at like 6, or what happened?
Well, I didn't get up till like 9 a.m. or something because I was literally tired.
That's more hours of sleep than I get on like a normal night. You slept pretty good, man.
I literally was tired. And I finally woke up.
Okay, so 9 a.m.
What if traffic had been moving for like 3 hours and Chris had just been just like a comatose in his car?
Chris,
I was making sure nobody come and just knock on the window, literally. And it was still icy when I woke up. So I couldn't go nowhere still.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Okay, so 9 a.m. rolls around.
I was like, I got out.
I wake up at like 8 o'clock on Saturdays. Oh my gosh. That's so funny.
And that's like when you're in your bed, like like perfect conditions.
Oh gosh, Chris Wood, I love you so much.
When I finally got up, I got out of my car at least to stretch my legs a little bit. And I was like, most of the cars had left. I was like, what? All these cars left? Nobody woke me up. Really? Thanks for the warning, guys.
Oh my gosh.
You should have went and got a massage from that trucker. He would have.
Oh my god. People were probably like, that guy's dead.
Carbon monoxide poisoning.
God,
I don't know how he did it.
Oh my gosh, cars removed, Chris. Okay,
People have been home for 4 hours by the time Chris woke up.
I'm so sorry, Chris. Oh my gosh. Tell us more about what happened. Tell us more about what happened, man.
When I got up, I walked to a gas station to try to buy at least a couple of foods at least because I was hungry by then. And then when I finally got back,
people were eating lunch.
Yeah. And by the time 1 o'clock came, I was like, you know what? It's good out. I could try to leave though.
Okay, so dude, I'm so sorry about that, man. And Chris Wood, I appreciate you so much. Appreciate you so much for showing me about all these different sports. We're going to talk more about minor league sports, Barons games. We need to do that.
Yeah.
We need to get to a Bulls game.
Yes, we do.
And so we're going to make it all happen. Chris Wood, thank you so much for your time.
No problem.
You are a good friend and a lifelong friend, and I appreciate your friendship and I appreciate your expertise in all things.
No problem.
Chris Wood, ladies and gentlemen.
That's it for this episode. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Google Play, or wherever you may be catching this podcast. Thank you so much for checking it out. For all the info on this podcast and more episodes, you can go to www.adler.tv. Thank you for supporting this show. I will see you next time.